I'm Michelle Marchant Johnson with Love Life Coaching, and I'm here today with a wonderful friend, an amazing man, an amazing transformational coach, and that is my dear friend, PJ Dixon. Welcome, PJ.
Hello, hello. Super glad to be here.
So happy to have you here. PJ is an international speaker, a transformational coach, an author, and an adventurer. And he's also a dear friend of mine, and he's appearing on an upcoming series that we want to invite you to called Find the One in 21. Because let's face it, 2020 had its challenges in terms of meeting new people, dating, and developing the relationship that would lead to the long-term love of your life. And so we believe a boring love life is so last year. And so we're going to set the intention for more in 2021. So PJ, just to give people a little bit of a flavor of who you are and a little bit of a flavor of some of the kinds of things that you might share, I want to ask you a question because I know you've been doing this for a long time.
Yes.
And that is, what is one thing, and I know there are more than one, but what is one thing that you commonly see that holds people back from having the love or relationship they want?
Their belief system, not their system, but the belief itself. And the problem is that the belief is often unconscious. And the belief is sometimes, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm never going to find anyone, there aren't any good men left out there. So your beliefs will either lift you up or hold you down. And the problem is so often the beliefs are unconscious. And so you want to make sure that you're listening from a conscious level and saying, okay, why am I not progressing? Where can I shift? Where can I adjust so that I can meet somebody that I really care about and that really cares about me? And when you get quiet and you just settle in a little bit and you start to listen, what happens is the unconscious starts to bubble up and percolate a little bit. And then I call that the subconscious. And so consciously you're listening, the unconscious goes, wait, I have a captive audience. And the conscious mind is like, yeah, captive audience, tell me. Right? And so as you listen, you just get still, you just get quiet, and you say, okay, what are my beliefs that are holding me back? Just ask that simple question. What are my beliefs that are holding me back? And then just listen, and you'll feel, or you'll hear, or you'll know, or you'll see these little things, these little pieces of wisdom will start to show up. It's like they're percolating. It's like they're bubbling up. And this is the subconscious, because you can feel it. You're like, I feel something, not sure what it is. And boom, the moment that opens up, all of a sudden it becomes conscious for you. So the subconscious operates like a bridge, but the subconscious bridge only exists and is only created when you stop and ask yourself the right question. And in this case, it might be something as simple as, what is holding me back, or what has been holding me back, or what are some ways that I can meet somebody, or how can I meet somebody this year, right? So if you ask yourself questions that give you ways to solve that problem, or things that historically have held you back, you can go, oh, okay, now I can adjust and change those, or oh, okay, now I can move forward with that.
Mm-hmm. You know, I love what you just said there, PJ, because I think sometimes when we're looking for answers in our lives, or we're looking for ways to move forward in any area of life, in this case, we're talking about your love life, but in any area of your life, I really believe that one of the pathways forward that is so powerful is when we start asking better, bigger questions, right? We're looking for the answers. In order for our wisdom, our inner wisdom, and for the wisdom that we need to come forward, it really often begins with us asking those bigger, better questions.
And so often the unconscious mind asks this question, why can't I meet anybody? The conscious mind asks it, but it's inspired, it's motivated by the fear and the sadness and the worry and the loneliness of the unconscious, right? And so we ask, why can't I meet anybody? And then the brain goes, oh, why can't you meet somebody? Because you're A and B and C and D and E and F and all these negative things, right? I'm not pretty enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm, out of shape. I don't have the right job. There aren't any good men in the world. Blah. That's all just gross gobbledygook. What if instead you asked a different question and you just simply said, okay, how do I meet somebody amazing this year? Where does Mr. Right live? How does Mr. Right hang out? Who does Mr. Right hang out with? What are Mr. Right's interests that are similar to my interests? So you don't change who you are. You just recognize, oh, I'm also interested in this. It'd be really cool if I found a man who's also interested, right? So the moment you can even hear the tone of my voice change, it doesn't change because I'm pretending and making this up. It changes because my internal chemistry changes when I ask a different question. Just me saying, like, why can't I meet somebody? Immediately, I'm like, eek. And I feel like nails on a chalkboard inside of my brain and inside my ears, inside of my body. Like I just, tense up. But the moment I say, how can I meet somebody amazing this year? All of a sudden there's I feel lighter. I lift up. I feel like I can float and things open up for me. And all of a sudden my brain goes, well, we could do this. 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 All of a sudden there's all kinds of opportunities that arise. So watch your question. Is your question a question that reinforces a level of disempowerment, or is it a question that sets you free and liberates you and empowers you to move forward with success?
Yeah, because if you're asking a question, why can't I never meet anybody, or why don't I ever meet anybody? That's a question that has a built-in assumption and limitation. I can't meet anybody.
Yeah, and when you add the word never, why can't I never meet somebody? Eek! Never is past and forward. Never means always.
Right. That's right. Good point. And then when you're asking the question of, what can I do to support myself to meet the love of my life? That's like a question into a place of possibility. And like you said, empowerment. And so, yeah, not only asking bigger, better questions, but watching the way that we ask those questions and ask our questions in the direction of where we want to go and into that place of possibility.
And please be careful. It's not just questions. It's also what you say. I'm not smart enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not good enough. I'm never going to meet anybody. These aren't questions. These are statements that your reticular activating system in your brain takes as fact. So the RAS, the reticular activating system, is a part of your brain that you have the ability to prime. It's like having a mini butler. When you say, this is what I want to look for, this is what I want to observe, this is what I want to find, and then it goes, okay, well, how do I find it? And it starts to look for those things, and it runs behind the conscious mind on an unconscious level and helps you to look for and find those kinds of things. Oh, this is important to PJ, or this is important to Jenny or Tina or Betty or whatever. And because this is important to this person, then the reticular activation system makes it important enough to look for opportunities. But if you say, well, this is never going to happen to me, I'm always going to be alone, even though you're saying it and you don't want to believe it, the reticular activating system says, well, hold on, because it's coming from the conscious mind, I will believe it and buy it. Mm-hmm. And then it says, it makes you blind, so you can't see men, you can't see partners, you can't see opportunities. Like literally there could be an opportunity right in front of you and you wouldn't see it. Mm-hmm. Why? Because you told yourself that I'm never going to meet somebody. I'm always going to be single. There are no good men left in the world. Be careful of what you say, not just ask, right?
Oh, yeah.
Let me say one last thing, sorry. I always say, think your thoughts, don't let your thoughts think you, meaning consciously choose what you think. Mm-hmm. Don't let your unconscious mind choose it for you.
Yeah. Yeah, so powerful and so important. And I'm reminded of in the 4 agreements, the first agreement, of course, is being impeccable with your word. And we think of that in terms of our integrity and keeping our word, and all of that is very important. And he also brings up another really important point, which is that when we are speaking these words to ourselves, or even having these thoughts, as you were bringing up here, and I just wanted to add this little piece, we're actually in the creative process. We are creating something with our words and our thoughts. And like you said, the cells of our body respond to it, and our mind, our conscious mind, responds to what our subconscious is saying, and so on. And so we want to be wise about what we're creating in our lives through the words that we speak, through the thoughts that we think. And I just think this is so powerful. And sometimes we forget how powerful our minds are, our thoughts are, our words are.
Yeah. You have the ability to choose how you think 100% of the time. You won't, but the more you practice, the closer to that 100% you'll get.
I love it. So PJ, you and I just recorded an amazing interview where you shared some really, really powerful ideas, tools, and things that I think go way beneath the surface of just kind of the tips and tricks and what to say here or what to do there on a date or that kind of thing that I really think can make a difference for people. And so we want to invite them to join us for the Find the One in 21 event. You can click on the link in the description or comment section below. And it's free for you to join, but you'll get to hear PJ's full interview, which I guarantee you don't want to miss. And PJ also will be offering a wonderful free ebook on the event. And that will also give you some additional tools and resources. And then you'll hear from other speakers. So it's entirely free to join, but you do have to register. So we're here to officially invite you and give you just a little something to chew on in between now and when we start.
And I think this chunk about how you think or how you let your mind think how you ask questions, I think when you start to look at your own beliefs unconsciously and start to listen to them and how they start to percolate, this isn't just small, this is big stuff. You could take this alone and transform. Let me change that, because change is inevitable. Transformation is a choice. You could transform any area of your life profoundly with just these ideas alone.
Yeah, that's true. No doubt about it. Well, PJ, my friend, so grateful for this opportunity to be with you. And thank you for your generous contribution and for your wisdom and for how you always show up. It means a lot to me. And I'm really thrilled to be able to feature you on the event. And I hope everyone watching this will join us.
Me too. I think you're going to really enjoy all the different interviewees, all the different experts. I think you're going to enjoy juicy, delicious information. So don't miss the opportunity to make 2020, to find your one in 2021.
That's right. That's right. So click on the link below and join us, and we'll see you soon. And Happy New Year.